in. Happy Friday. I hope you are having a fabulous week. I couldn't be happier that the week is over. And in we got Diddy trial updates to talk about. So much stuff is happening. It's so hard to keep up with this trial. I tell you, every day that there's testimony, there's some new wild stuff that comes out, but we are here for it. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Aries Rose, and welcome to Aries Rose TV. Here we talk about streaming shows, movies, TV shows, pop culture, politics, world news, basically anything I find interesting, I come on and discuss with my Aries crew. You know the drill if you've been on a live before. If you are a returning Aries crew member, leave hashtag Aries crew in the comments. If you are a first-time watcher, leave first-time watcher in the comments. I want to give you a shout out for stopping by and spending part of your day here with me. So we got to talk about day 4 of the Diddy trial. I know today was day 5. Yesterday I wasn't able to go on live, not feeling well, got a little bit of a sinus infection going on, so I had to take some time out yesterday. So wanted to come on and get caught up, and then this weekend we'll try and get caught up on day 5 on the trial, and also touch on some other news because there's other things going on in the world. So we also want to make sure we bring you that information as well. But we will be tracking the Diddy trial for as long as it's going on. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can get your updates here for everything that we're finding out. We're also going to talk about the Motown legend Smokey Robinson. Notification came out recently that there's an investigation that's been launched because the accusers that say that he violated them and they filed a lawsuit against them have also filed a police report. So that's now being investigated. So we're going to get some more information on that, as well as a statement from Smokey Robinson's representative regarding the investigation that has been launched. So we're going to get into our first story here. We're going to start off talking about the Motown legend Smokey Robinson. This one really hurt me when the notification came out last week that he was being sued for SA and some other allegations. He is an absolute icon in the black music world, but in the world in general. He is a very accomplished singer-songwriter. He helped craft the Motown sound and wrote the soundtrack to, I feel like, the black experience in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. A lot of that Motown music, a lot of the songs that we love from that time, he wrote for some of the biggest artists like the Temptations, the Supremes, and the list goes on and on. An extremely talented, legendary man. So to even have these allegations associated with him is shocking, because in the whole entire time I've been alive up to when these allegations came out, I've never heard really anything negative about Smokey Robinson. So I have to say I was really surprised, and he is 85 years old. So that kind of threw me off as well, because I certainly wasn't expecting to hear these types of things about him later in his life. I don't know, if there's any truth to these or not. We're just reporting on the information we have out there, but it just hurt me personally because Smokey Robinson was one of my grandmother's favorite artists. And, I also enjoy his music and really like listening to him as well. So my heart aches for him, aches for everybody involved, because, what a way to have your legacy kind of remembered. You did all these wonderful things, all these accomplishments during a very tough time in the music industry and in America for being a black person. And, you get all the way through a good chunk of your life just to come up to this type of situation, but we're going to see what we got here that's being reported in regards to this investigation that's been launched. And this is reporting from TMZ. Smokey Robinson is now the subject of a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department's investigation after multiple women came forward and filed police report alleging TMZ has learned. Law enforcement tells TMZ 3 alleged victims, all female, filed police reports against Smokey on Friday with the Sheriff's Department. The department's Special Victims Unit has opened a criminal investigation into the claims. We're told the investigation is in its early stages. Our sources say investigators will reach out to Smokey to try to speak with him about all the allegations made against him in these police reports. John Harris and Herbert Hayden, the attorneys representing the three women, tell us that they are, quote, pleased to learn that the LA County Sheriff's Department has opened a criminal investigation into our client's claims of SA against Smokey Robinson. Our clients intend to fully cooperate with the LA County Sheriff's Department ongoing investigation in the pursuit of seeking justice for themselves and others that may have been similarly assaulted by him, end quote. Wow. That's a mouthful. That's saying a lot. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you just as shocked as I am about the allegations that were made against Smokey, let alone the fact that a criminal investigation is being launched into him? I can't imagine what's going through his mind or his wife's mind, because she was also named in the lawsuit as well for different reasons, but still named in that lawsuit as well. Take a quick drink of water. And let's see what more we have on here. As you know, 4 Jane Does, all whom claim they used to work as housekeepers for Smokey, filed a lawsuit against the star earlier this month, alleging sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and they're seeking millions in damages. 50 million. And you may be wondering, where have I heard 50 million before? That is also the amount being sought in the Shannon Sharpe case that's still going on as well. So 50 million seems to be the number people are trying to get to in these lawsuits. I don't know what it is about 50 million, but that appears to be the magic number. We're going to continue in the reporting. In the lawsuit, the 4 accusers claim they were sexually assaulted by Robinson multiple times. All of them claim Smokey would call them into his bedroom or other places while his wife was away from the house, where he would then force himself upon them. Smokey's attorney called the civil lawsuit an attempt to, quote, extract money from an 85-year-old American icon, end quote, and called all of the allegations totally false. And we also have a statement from Smokey's team that I want to read out. Smokey Robinson's attorney, Christopher Frost, tells TMZ, quote, we are aware that a police report has now been filed by the plaintiffs in the civil lawsuit. It is clear to us what is happening here. Plaintiffs filed a police report only after they filed a $50 million lawsuit. This means only that the police are now required to investigate. We welcome that investigation, which involves plaintiffs who continue to hide their identities because exposure to the truth is a powerful thing, end quote. He adds, quote, we feel confident that a determination will be made that Mr. Robinson did nothing wrong and that this is a desperate attempt to prejudice public opinion and make even more of a media circus than the plaintiffs were previously able to create. The record will ultimately demonstrate that this is nothing more than a manufactured lawsuit intended to tarnish the good names of Smokey and Frances Robinson for no other reason than unadulterated avarice, end quote. Not familiar with what that last word means, but the gist of it overall is clearly they are denying the allegations, and we're going to see where this goes. I never thought I would live to see us getting to this point where there's a criminal investigation on Smokey Robinson. So we are definitely going to be following. Let me know your thoughts on this whole entire thing in the comments. Definitely want to hear your feedback. Take a pause for some comments. We got Official Star Gang. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining the live. And I got to tell you, initially, I'm just sitting here not sure how to interpret whether or not Smokey is guilty of these things, but I can just tell you the child in me that, loved his music from early on is just, my mouth is on the floor. Very sad to hear this. Just don't ever want to hear these types of things associated with such great people who've done such wonderful things for the community, for the music world. So, blessings to everybody involved, that this can hopefully be resolved in a manner that satisfies everybody. And now we got to get into what I think is probably one of the biggest trials that I've seen next to the OJ trial is this Diddy case, and the details that have come out during Cassie's testimony. Wow, just getting a peek behind the curtain of the life that Diddy was living it's a lot. And I'm just hearing about it. I'm not even living this life. And I'm sitting over here like, I don't think I'm old enough to even listen to this stuff. The things that were going on between him and Cassie and all the stuff that was going on at these freak offs is a bit much. I personally don't know how she hung in there for 10 years with this type of fast lifestyle. Because I tell you, just hearing about it has got me stressed out, let alone being a part of that lifestyle. But we've got more things that have been uncovered as they have continued the testimony. So she did finish her testimony today. So we're getting caught up on what was testified against or testified about on day 4. So let's get into some of that reporting. As I tell you, there's lots and lots of stories that have come out. All right, let's see. I think we're going to start here. So we got a story. This is reporting from TMZ. So Cassie expressed to Diddy that she was excited to participate in freak offs, at least based on a text message between the exes that was just read in court. The singer is being cross-examined by Diddy's defense team, and jurors on Thursday were shown a slew of graphic and actual text messages from their relationship. In one message, Cassie tells Diddy, quote, "I'm always ready to freak off. It can be whenever," end quote. The text was a BlackBerry message to Diddy on August 5th, 2009, about 2 years into their relationship. So I believe that the defense is trying to establish that she was a willing participant in these freak offs. She knew what she was doing and she actively wanted to be a part of them. Whereas the prosecution is trying to show that it wasn't optional. She feared for her safety, for her life, because he would then hurt her or do other things to her if she didn't participate in this. So both sides are trying to show different things about the same subject. I don't know what the truth is. In my personal opinion, I don't think it was 100% not consensual on her part. Maybe in the beginning Cassie was okay with it, but then it turned into something else, and it turned into something frequently, and then it turned into something dark because substances were involved and alcohol and other people and all those other elements that add into that world. And I think it started to turn into something where she was like, hold on, this is not what I signed up for. And I don't even know that she necessarily signed up for that in the beginning. That just kind of is what it evolved into. But what it sounds like is a lot of this stuff was driven by these substances, this partying life, staying up late, doing all these different things that's obviously altering the chemistry in your brain. You're not getting enough sleep. All this kind of stuff is affecting your judgment. And I think that's kind of the spiral that ended up happening in their relationship as it related to that. But let's get back into this reporting here. Let's see what else is discussed. The defense has said Diddy's alleged victims, including Cassie, were willing participants in the freak offs and everything was consensual. And that seems to be what they're trying to convey in the text messages being presented in court. Cassie previously testified that her first freak off was in the first year of their relationship when she was 22, and that made her feel dirty and confused. But it looks like she was telling Diddy something different, at least in messages, or at least in this message. So what I've heard some people say is that when people are abused, the way that they react and do stuff is a little bit different than if you're not living in those circumstances. So they may be saying stuff that is saying, in words that you're okay with it, but it's because you're in fear of the repercussions of not being okay with it, because she wanted to please him and make him happy and knew that that was something that he liked, that's why she was more willing to do it versus wanting to do it of her own fruition. So that's the difference that the prosecution is trying to establish. And that's what the defense wants to try to play up on. Like, well, she sent this, so, that means she was okay with it. Well, there may have been some other things in the background that might have been driving her to send that type of message there. If that physical violence element wasn't there, and she wasn't being treated the way that she was, and he wasn't controlling her the way that he was. I don't know if she would have wanted to do those things or would have expressed an openness to it. It's hard to tell because their relationship didn't go that way. My hat's off to the jurors for the stuff they got to hear and trying to sift through this case of, is there really something here with Diddy or not? And we're going to try to make our best judgments off of just looking at these bits and pieces that we're getting from the courtroom. But let me know your thoughts so far. Where do you think everything lies with everything you've heard about the case and the testimony that's come out? And we're going to get back into this reporting here. Other texts read by the defense in court. Cassie tells Diddy, quote, "I feel like I want to F." And he responds, "I'm so into it, I can't concentrate." I have to, frame some words differently to be YouTube friendly on here, so work with me. And Cassie replies, "I'll go to Dwayne Reed for candles and then set up the room." Another text from Cassie to Diddy, "Can't wait for you to tease my P raw." End quote. Okay. Well, graphic is an understatement here. Diddy's defense attorney, Anna Estavo, also asked Cassie if Diddy taught her how to perform intercourse with her mouth, and she said, quote, "He did." She was then asked to read another text, but Cassie asked for Estavo to read it because it was making her laugh. The message was from 2007. It read, quote, "I feel protected. You are sweet," end quote. Cassie was asked about her 21st birthday party in Las Vegas. She previously testified it was the first time Diddy kissed her, and she revealed celebs in attendance included Britney Spears. Oh, Britney Spears. Okay. And Dallas Austin. Okay. And let's see here. We have some more info. And from the people who are in the courtroom, they say Cassie's been looking real nice. She's got her beautiful baby bump. She's 8 months, very close to delivering. I heard somebody say her delivery date is June 1st. So I don't know if that's the case, but she is very pregnant. But she's been looking very nice, dressed very well. All things considered, I think she's holding up pretty well. Having to discuss something that's such a negative part of her life, and knowing that the world is going to hear these details, I'm sure is quite difficult, let alone your husband sitting in this courtroom hearing this testimony about things that were happening to your body from participating in so many freak-offs, and the stuff you were doing in there was having negative effects on your body. I just couldn't imagine being the spouse having to listen to that, or being the person having to testify to that, knowing that people are going to hear this information about you. My hat's off to her. That's not an easy feat, and my hat is off to him for sitting there and listening to that. I hope they have a very strong relationship. He has released a statement about the testimony he's heard over the 4 days, so we will be touching on that. Make sure you stay tuned for that live. We're going to do that over the weekend. And let's see here. All right. We got another story here. This is reporting as well from TMZ. Cassie Ventura says Diddy had blackmail material on her, namely videos from their freak-offs, and she said that made her feel trapped. She testified Wednesday Diddy would hold freak-off footage over her head as a way to hurt her, make her fearful. Cassie told the jury she had previously told Diddy she didn't want to do freak-offs, and that on a commercial flight to New York in 2013, he sat next to her and played a freak-off video. Released them. She testified the threat made her feel trapped, and that when they landed in New York, they went to dinner where Diddy told her he wanted to have a freak-off, so they did. Prosecutors asked why she went along with the freak-off, and Cassie said to make him not threaten me. Prosecutors said in their opening statement Diddy threatened to release videos if she did not participate. They are clearly trying to prove that this was one way Diddy coerced Cassie into doing freak-offs. In last year's indictment of Diddy, feds described freak-offs as, quote, elaborate and produced performances that Combs arranged, directed, pleasured himself during, and often electronically recorded, end quote. She also told the jury Diddy once threatened to release the videos while she was dating someone else. She would have to answer to her mother, and Diddy's threats were horrible and disgusting. Cassie told the jury Diddy kept the videos on his phone and that she sent him a text message telling him to delete the footage. She read a text message she sent to Diddy in 2013, quote, "Please delete the videos off your phone. Too many people have access to your devices," end quote. Cassie testified Diddy responded, quote, "No iCloud. All good. Ambien kicking in." She told the jury that she reached out to Diddy after being told there was actually explicit video with her in it that was floating around. And she says he had a security team intimidate her. That is wild. And let's get into some more reporting here. And we have... All right, the fourth day of testimony in Diddy's NYC federal ex-trafficking trial began Thursday with Cassie taking the stand again. Diddy's defense team's turn at cross-examining her after 2 days of the prosecution's questioning. Sean Diddy Combs' defense attorney Anna Estavo asked Cassie to read a text she sent to Combs years ago. Cassie read it on the court. Quote, "I love you, smiley face. I'll fly anywhere for you. I love you, Cass." End quote. Affectionate messages from Diddy were also shown to the jury from early in their relationship, which Cassie described on the stand this morning as loving. Quote, "I'm a very lucky woman. I miss you so much," she read, reading from one of the exchanges. Diddy's defense team appears to be deploying a strategy of attempting to show the loving relationship between Cassie and Diddy during their lengthy relationship in an effort to bolster their position that she consented to the terms of the relationship and chose to stay in it. Cassie admitted she'd been in love with Diddy for more than a decade, but seemed to push back on a question that her continuing to return to him for 11 years, saying, "I wouldn't say coming back." She said she believed he loved her back. When asked whether it hurt her when he cheated on her, she said, "Not every time." Okay, that wasn't a response I was expecting to hear. And then Estavo then referenced a 2009 email and asked Ventura what BG means. And Cassie replied, "Baby girl." Before the jury was seated Thursday morning, prosecutors told the judge they were frustrated by the defense dumping 400 exhibits overnight, which they hadn't been able to analyze. Douglas Wigdor, Cassie's own attorney, addressed the judge and asked to be included in any considerations by the court about what she could be asked about by the defense team. She's the only named witness. It seems he's concerned about privacy issues as she's asked about her personal intercourse life and other lifestyle activities. This is just it's an amazing story here about just the fast life when you get into that industry here and the dangers that can occur when you kind of get into stuff when you're a little bit over your head. And you can definitely tell from the age difference. He was introducing her to a world she was not familiar with, and he was introducing her to substances and just a lifestyle that just completely took her on a whirlwind spin. And my question is, if you're on substances all the time and doing a lot of alcohol, are you really able to consent? You know, if it's inhibiting your ability to make decisions and your judgment, are you able to consent? Even though she might be writing these messages, because there were those other things going on in the background, does it mean that she was into it, or was that just those substances speaking? You know, hard to tell. It'll be interesting to see where the jury goes with this particular case here. And let's see. All right, we got another reporting here from TMZ. All right, the jury was shown more text message exchanges between Diddy and Cassie, this time from April 2010 regarding freak-offs. A text from Cassie reads, quote, "I want to talk to you about something tomorrow. Going to sleep. Love you," end quote. Diddy responded, quote, "Is it going to stress me out? What is it about?" Cassie, "Freak off. It can wait. It's not a big deal." Diddy, No, you don't want to do it anymore. Oh, I already know. You are so predictable. Weird response. You're so predictable. Cassie, really? Okay. Since that's definitely what it is, we'll leave it at that then. Since I'm so predictable, have a good night. Diddy, whatever, baby. I'm not going to play no games with you, and you ain't going to keep shutting me down. Cassie, I'm not shutting you down. I never do. It's anything. Or if anything, it's always the other way around. I wasn't going to say I didn't want to do it anymore. After the ragdoll text, the jury was shown another text exchange between Diddy and Cassie referencing the weekend of the Intercontinental Hotel beating, which is the one that CNN had released on there. So it's that particular video they're talking about. The text from Diddy reads, I felt that way from Friday. What are you doing? Ventura responded, not a good vibe. We need a different vibe than Friday. Diddy, F Friday, LOL. I don't even want to do that again. Cassie, LOL, true. Following more texts, the exchange ends with Ventura writing, love you. The assault caught on camera in the hotel hallway is time and date stamped March 5th, 2016, a Saturday. Testimony has confirmed some of the couple's former alleged freak-offs lasted for 12 hours or longer. That is crazy. 12 hours or longer. It is unclear exactly what the text exchange is directly referring to. Cassie is back for her fourth day of testimony, Friday in Diddy's federal ex-trafficking trial in New York City. Today's her second day of being cross-examined by the defense, and the rap mogul's former girlfriend is once again answering questions about text exchanges from their relationship. We're going to take a quick pause for comments. Mondarius, leave smoke. What does smoke mean? Let me know what that's in reference to. And we're going to get back into the story here. Jurors were shown a text message Cassie sent to Diddy on March 10th, 2016, 5 days after the infamous incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA, captured on security video showing Diddy beating Cassie in a hallway. Quote, when you get effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have the power and you knock me around. I'm not a ragdoll. I'm someone's child, end quote, the message reads. I believe that's from Cassie to Diddy. We got to look at the full unedited video released this weekend in the trial, which you can see the full unedited hotel video of that incident between those two. You can find that on TMZ. You can find that on a lot of outlets online. We're not going to be posting that on here, but if you have an interest in seeing that, definitely encourage you to check it out. Make your own judgments for what you see there. Jurors have now seen and heard a bunch of communications between Diddy and Cassie from their decades-long relationship, including some messages where Cassie seemed to be showing excitement for freak-offs. The defense approach has been attempting to between Cassie and Diddy during their lengthy relationship in an effort to bolster their position that she consented to the terms of the relationship and chose to stay in it. And let's see, we're going to go into one more story here, and then we will pick up on everything else after everything else come on the weekend here. So this is also reporting from TMZ. Details of Diddy's alleged freak-offs have been coming out in public for months, and now a man who shot up Trump Hotel in Florida years ago and made wild claims about Diddy and Cassie at the time is seeing his story re-examined in context. Jonathan Odie, who's currently incarcerated in Miami, dropped some sensational allegations in an exclusive Banfield segment on News Nation Tuesday night, claiming he had been hired years ago by Diddy as an ex-slave to get it on with Cassie, and some of his assertions are similar to previous reports about the couple's proclivities. And in May 2018, a masked Audi walked into Trump National Doral Miami Hotel and Resort and fired his Glock pistol at a bunch of times into the ceiling, and then draped an American flag over the front desk and started breaking computers. And when responding officers showed up, he fired at them, prompting a massive shootout with 5 cops. He fired at least 16 times and was arrested after being shot in his legs. police interrogation video at the time depicts Adi describing how he had been hired by Diddy to have intercourse with Cassie. Those claims were met with disbelief at the time. And if you saw that video, he looked completely crazy. So I could understand why it didn't sound like it could be truthful, because that's what I would have initially kind of taken those comments to be, like, oh, he's maybe on something and he's just kind of spinning some story. But that is not true. He was confirmed to be somebody that they had dealt with in the freak-offs by Cassie herself during her testimony. Adi described details that correspond to other accounts of the Diddy Cassie freak-off activity, including Diddy sitting in a corner and playing with himself while giving instructions, use of baby oil, intercourse by mouth, and candles. Adi said at least one time he dressed up as a police officer for an encounter. Don't know what that's about here. I guess they wanted to spice it up and add some role play to it. He said one time Cassie passed out and he worried for her and his own safety. Adi said that he secretly recorded a session with the camera hidden on a living room table. He says Cassie threatened him at one point on Diddy's instruction. He described the two of them as paranoid and he wanted to protect himself, and claims he later texted Diddy about the recording, which he says led to a settlement. Worth noting, Wednesday in Diddy's federal ex-trafficking trial in NYC, Cassie is testifying. She was asked to identify various photos of male ex-workers she allegedly interacted with in freak-offs, and she recognized one of the men as Jonathan from Miami. About the Doral arrest, Adi says he had taken medication and had an episode which may or may not have been related to being bipolar, which he's not sure about. He says he's healthy now, he's had no incidents in jail, and is ready to rejoin society. He's still in Miami-Dade County Jail for attempted murder of law enforcement officers, armed burglary, and armed grand theft charges for the Trump Hotel shootout. It's unclear if Adi will be called to testify in Diddy's federal ex-trafficking trial in NYC. So we still have more to get caught up on. Dawn Rashad also testified today. Cassie finished up her testifying today, and then she shouldn't be on anymore. As of right now, I don't know of any other people that are going to be coming on, but we are always going to be following this trial as long as it's happening. So make sure, if you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. It is free to do so. Make sure you have your notifications on so you can find out every time I go live. Post on the community page, post reels and all that good stuff so you can get your updates for everything that's going on in the Diddy trial. We're also going to be talking about some other things going on in the world. We got a new pope, the first American pope from Chicago, from what I was reading. Justin Bieber has come out and said he was not a victim of Diddy. We got to talk about the statement Alex Fine, the husband of Cassie, made about him listening to her testimony for 4 days. So we got a lot of good stuff to catch up on. So make sure you are watching this channel here so you can get your updates and all the news that you need, because we got and find it for you. So you only got to come to one place to get your information. Like the video as you come in. It means a lot. It's a free way to support the channel, and it goes a long way. Share the live out with family and friends. Greatly appreciate all the support. We're trying to reach 1,800 subscribers by June. So anything you can do to help us reach that goal, we would love, love, love that, and appreciate you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel, helping us to grow to get to this point. And we're just looking forward to a great 2025. It looks like there's just lawsuits flying everywhere. So we're going to be here tracking it all. We are going to be here tracking it all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful start to your weekend. We will be back on live maybe tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Don't hold me to it, but we'll definitely try to come on the weekend so we can get caught up on some of these stories that are out there. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later, and thank you for watching.